Welcome to Different Walks, Different Talks. So today we have two university students, their first year. We have Mazen, Franco, and they both did engineering. And a lot of us are going into engineering and going into university. So it's great that we have the opportunity today to interview you guys a bit about like how first year university at McMaster was like. So this is, without further ado, this is episode 22, I believe. So if you want to introduce yourself quickly to the audience.
So my name is Mazen. I was also an Assumption student. I pulled up to McMaster Engineering, and that's all about me. I met Angus in grade 11, was it?
Yeah, my grade 11, your grade 12.
Oh yeah, so I met him in my last year, but Angus, great guy, fun to be around. But
and I'm Franco, same thing as Mazen. I'm from Assumption as well, and also in engineering first year at McMaster. I honestly can't remember my first interaction with you. I don't know if it was like, maybe it was in DECA, but I feel like I knew you before like we even joined DECA.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe we like talked to each other and stuff, but like DECA was mostly where we like kind of bonded more.
Yeah. I think I met you at a lunch table because remember you had that grade 12 lunch
This is my first
table.
impression of you. It was that one lunch table game that one guy could never figure out.
Oh, how many
like
fingers
20 fingers is on the table, and then it was it.
That wasn't even that long ago.
Danny was the guy that couldn't figure it out.
Oh yeah,
That's all I remember.
That game is bullying.
All right, so I want to ask you guys some like brief questions.
Yeah, sure.
So like initial start of university. So one rule, so we don't overtalk each other. Like when someone talks, we just let them talk. So like, one of you can choose to go first. So like, how was the initial like first week of university going in like the field?
Well, were you at Welcome Week?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we were both at Welcome Week, which is like the first year Frosh kind of event. Like there was a lot of things going on, but like there's not really like a lot of things that talk about classes or anything like that.
Right, just for fun of it.
Yeah, and, like you get to meet some of like the upper years and things like that. But like other than that, it was most of the events were all right. The games were really fun.
What were the events? Like a big arcade setup?
There was one day or one night where like they had like gambling.
I remember that.
Like the what's it called? Casino night.
No, it was fake money.
So like they had roulette, poker, and all that sort of thing, like in the main building.
The
right?
vibes were elite. Like you play, you collect it, and then you fill up a tray, and then you like play it all on black, like the memes, and you just have people chanting. It was great vibes.
Was it a lot of people there as well?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
that sounds hype.
Because it's not like this first year thing is not just for like just
first
engineering.
Year.
It's all of engineering faculty and like all of first year as well,
it's
right?
like all of Mac.
Yeah, pretty much. But like I was playing the roulette table, and like this is just off of pure luck. I won literally the whole table. I'm not even joking. Like each table had.
It was funny as
each table had like a stash of chips. Like
you just got all the.
It's not real money, by the way. Like we're not actually gambling. Like,
they don't gambling.
It was like just for fun, right? But like I somehow and like at first I just started like putting a little bit and then took out some. And mind you, there was like 10 to anywhere between like 10 to 20 people playing at the same time.
Yeah. Oh wow! Yeah. So you won all 20 of them.
Yeah, just off of sheer luck.
What about you, Mazen?
I mean, Welcome Week is just like a very nice because you just meet a bunch of people. Like these events, right? You just go and have fun, and then this like you're just all vibing, and like something like you being that one guy that won the entire table.
Yeah, right.
Like putting the tray on black. Yeah, people remember you. So you like see them in their glasses, and it just starts that friendship and connection. So. First week was vibes. I loved it. I can't lie.
So was there like no classes first week or?
No.
Well,
purely.
It wasn't like we wouldn't even really count it as the first week, really, because it's not like the first week of classes. It was just like a separate like beginning of the year. So
it was before the academic year started. So like there were no second years unless you were like a rep, like a first year rep. And then you just ask them questions as well, like, hey, how'd you get into this program? It was like
it's a great way to meet people. Did you get a lot of people's like socials through this?
Honestly, like
add me on Instagram.
Yeah, that sort of thing. It's like you do that in person. You ask people for like Instagrams and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then like at the end of the day, you forget who's who.
Right.
100%.
So then like when you actually get into classes, and by the way, like everyone in like first year end just split up into cohorts. Like there's like C01, C02, C03.
Sorry, what is cohorts?
It's like me and Mazen were in completely different cohorts, by the way, which is why we had no classes together.
Yeah, we didn't see each other.
Yeah. So then like if you're in cohort 1 versus cohort 2, you have a completely different schedule, right? And it just so happened that all the people.
Yeah,
I guess, right?
But like, you don't choose your schedule at all. It's kind of just like they give it to you.
It's not like I'm going cohort 1 with my buddy.
Yeah, I know.
We'll talk about that as well, the schedule thing.
So how many cohorts are there? 4 in total?
3.
It kind of depends on the. It
It's
depends on
3.
the
You guys didn't
class.
get in the same one. That's so lucky.
Yeah.
It also depends on the class as well, because like I think like courses like Calc, there's like life sci students that also take it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
So it gets bigger depending on the course and how many
Mhm.
students are taking it. But yeah,
Hmm.
I remember I was mad at Franco because I think he only had 9:30s.
Yeah. And
And I had a
all
bunch
my
of 8:30s.
all my classes
this
start
guy,
at
I had to wake up
9:30.
an hour early just because this guy.
8:30 is like you back in
Schedule,
high school.
yeah.
9:30 is like
9:30 is kind of free.
yeah.
It's like-
feels so much nicer.
It's not too late, but not too early as well. So
Right.
it's like you can still have a good sleep schedule, like good quote unquote for
Yeah.
engineering, but like
Oh,
waking up for 8:30 classes is doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Especially for
I'm
someone
still
like
back in
you.
high school. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So first week was like you're having fun week, right? So you just meet everybody.
Yeah.
Did you kind of feel like the McMaster vibe was something like the universities feel, like atmosphere?
Yeah,
Was
it's like subtle.
Was it kind of different, or like McMaster, like how would you
Versus
describe it? Like just versus Assumption, like
versus like high school.
yeah,
in
just
general.
versus
Well,
high school. How does
it's very different.
right?
Like in terms of like interactions between people, it feels like similar to high school because you're just talking to other people who just came out of high school like you.
yeah, right.
But like the overall atmosphere, you can definitely tell there's like a large like subtle difference versus high school.
Is everyone like a bit more mature or something?
Mm.
Well,
Well,
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but like it's just because it's such a bigger scale. Like there are just some people that like you'll just never meet. Like you'll see them,
Yeah.
and you'll never know anything about them.
Yeah.
You just see them.
Just
Like,
NBC just
Yeah,
spawned in.
straight up, just
Yeah.
and you see
Never
that
see them.
recurs over and over. Like
And I was gonna say this before, like when I was meeting people during the welcome week, like I apparently like out of coincidence, I only met people that were like not in my cohort.
yeah,
So like I met them that first week,
And you
got their
never got to
socials,
see them.
never seen them ever again.
Damn.
Yeah. So like I think I'm in C01 and you're like
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I
you're a different one.
forgot.
But like you only know the people in your section. Like there's pretty much no chance you're gonna meet other people in different
Really?
sections. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not like a group chat, and then they're like, "Oh, engineering
There's group
guys,
chats.
let's all the different cohorts meet up and study." Or something.
There's not really like
Or was that too big?
there's not really a group chat based on like Cohorts,
Yeah, I see what
yeah.
you mean. It's more like
It's
the-
just like
the
overall-
friend and group that you know, like
Yeah.
in your program, right?
It's kind of like how high school, like you become friends with the people you just see every day,
Exactly.
right? So like because
Yeah.
because they have the exact same like schedule as you, because in the same cohort, you see them in your classes, and you just make those friends because
It's kind of like
proximity.
the AP kids are kind of
A little-
closer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
little bit.
Kind of like that. I see. So how was like the very first week of actual class and like very first day of class? How did it feel?
kind of like
Yeah, no, it was mostly just review, like introduction,
Yeah.
course outline, like it's pretty free.
But like when you went into the classroom, how different was it to high school? How many people were there? Like,
oh, there
a
was
lot
so
more?
many.
Wow.
The first like people were lining up
Massive.
to go into the class.
Yeah.
Like
What?
yeah, did you have physics in BSB?
Yeah, BSB
First-
147.
Bro,
Yeah, the line.
like
was
it's
long.
like
The line was
there was a
long.
line.
Dude,
yeah
a line to get into the classroom?
into the lecture hall.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just because there was also like there's always
What?
there's like
Another class.
yeah
before.
there's a class coming out and a class going in, so
Yeah.
it causes like a traffic jam.
Yeah.
But like the first week, like everyone comes to campus. You're seeing like
Right. No one's dropping.
no one's
No,
skipping.
why
Yeah,
would
bro.
you skip the first week? Then
Yeah.
it's- well, I know some people who did skip like the first week
Oh
of
my
second
God.
Well,
semester.
because they know that's coming, but like
yeah.
Yeah, right.
we're going because we want to see so this is what's happening over here. Like
Yeah.
this is this prof and
So
so
how many people were in the first class? Like, you remember? Like roughly, like 100?
300 maybe?
300. Yeah, like
Yeah,
over
no.
300.
Jesus,
Like-
that's a classroom.
Maybe like calc as well as like 500. Like
And how did
Yeah, calc is
Yeah.
even more.
yeah.
What? How did the professor dynamic feel? Is there any like?
Well,
maybe I would like to ask you a question
it-
or anything.
In the first
Just
week, that
to-
wasn't the case, but like later on, there was definitely like people, like certain people that stayed and like stayed at the front of the class would ask more questions frequently.
Oh, so you're allowed to ask the professor questions.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
definitely,
in
yeah.
lecture, you can just raise your hand and
Yeah.
they'll probably call on you, be like, hey, what do you need?
Oh.
And then you ask.
I thought the classroom pace would be much slower than when there's 300 people. Like a lot of people ask.
Oh,
questions.
no, a lot of-
Is that ever a problem?
It's kind of rare. It's like
Oh, I see.
I wouldn't say a lot of people have, because people are also like, they also have a respect for the lecture. I think
Mhm.
like they're not spamming
They're not trying
questions.
to spam
Yeah.
questions, right?
Yeah.
And like first day in, like what were like the courses like? Was it kind of like what you did in AP?
Yeah.
Was it like a summary thing the first week?
Calculus, physics, like those were basically just pure summaries.
Did you do chemistry?
We did chemistry in second
Second
semester.
semester.
It was
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
it was actually like even less content than like
Really?
AP
No,
AP chemistry at
Oh,
least in high
pray for
school.
that. Chemistry scares me a little. So, how many classes did you have like in a day normally?
Depends on the day. It varies a lot, but like
Yeah.
for me, and I always had 2 lectures in the morning. it would either be like a combination of chem physics, chem calc, or whatever, right? Any combination of that. And then I would have like my labs in the afternoon. So like I would have like maybe a physics lab later in the day, or a lab for the 1P13 course, which we'll talk about. There's a lot to talk about that course. Yeah, it's a really big course in first year engine McMaster.
It scared me there.
Yeah.
Like an SCP.
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
No. Oh, we got to start from the very beginning about that. Then.
Wait, hold on. So how was your courses like this?
Mine. So.
Oh, sorry.
8:30s.
Yeah, 8:30s. Yeah. So Mondays, I started like it was like my schedule is like kind of like a sinusoidal function in terms of when I start. I start
really
sometimes at like at 2 p.m. and other times I start at 8:30. Yeah, it's because they go from like 2 p.m. all the way to like 6, and then other days I have 8:30 and then I'd leave at like 3. So it's like still roughly like 4 or 5 hours, but it just be shifted up earlier in the day or later in the day.
Huh.
So some days I start at 8:30 with a lab for 1P13, and then other days I start with a lecture at like 12, like 1, and then end with a physics lab at like 5 or tutorial or whatever.
So sorry. So the classes are like maybe like 2 morning classes, and then do you have a lot of time during the middle?
Again, depends on the day.
I did. See, I had like 1 hour breaks that I wouldn't study. I'd play ping pong, whatever. But like classes, I just I'd have like an hour break, but I don't think you did.
So
the breaks are much different from high school.
very different.
Yeah,
So like one day I'll have like a 50-minute break in like the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And then like on my like Wednesday, for example, I have like a 3 hour.
Oh,
3 hours.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just because it's like on my Wednesdays, it's 3 different lectures. It's the 2 morning lectures, like I said, and then I have the 1P13 lecture and a 2-hour lecture.
Yeah,
bro.
no, 2 hour lecture.
A 2-hour lecture. Yeah, I don't think anybody like is physically able to pay attention like full awareness.
No, I don't think anyone can.
Later,
especially with
yeah.
the now, like,
Yeah.
2 minutes is not the max.
we're all
Right.
fried.
Like they give you a break in that class as well. But
So what do you do with your 3-hour break normally? Do you like study?
well, I'll try to do like
out?
assignments and stuff.
Oh,
Ideally,
right.
yeah, or like have lunch and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
So how did it feel adapting to the first week when it's like you go into a classroom of 300 and then your schedule's just way different from high school? Like, did you adapt fast? Would you say?
I actually didn't find it like that
Like
hard to
weird?
adapt to.
The
Yeah.
hardest part is just knowing the most optimal routes to
Exactly,
get to your class. It's like the campus is big, right? So you want
I
to
see.
find the classes. That was the biggest struggle, being like I swear I got lost like at least 2-3 times. Had to pull up Google Maps. Where the hell am I?
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It
on
was
the other side of
so
campus,
bad in the
like,
first week.
I took one wrong turn and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Is there not like a good like map sort of?
no,
thing?
Google Maps works perfectly fine.
Oh, Google Maps.
Yeah.
It's finding like classrooms in the buildings
Also,
is
that's
the
the other
annoying
thing.
part.
That's the cook
Like,
part, right?
Another thing about 1P13, the one design studio class that we had. Okay,
Yeah. It was
like-
yeah, go ahead.
Like it was like in a hidden sort of like, well, not really hidden. It's just
Back rooms.
like if you've never, I know, if you've never been in the building before, like you're gonna have a terrible time trying to find your way around, because like that building that our like design studio class is in, like there's level 1, 2, 3, 4, like in terms of like the floor heights level, right? But then there's also like 2R, 3R, which are like levels between the other levels.
It sounds like one of those like electron shells.
Yeah, it really is. Different energy levels, right? Yeah, but they just make it look super complicated. It's like you'll be on the first floor, and then you can go up to the second floor, but then between the second floor and the third floor, there's like 2R.
Like a hidden floor.
Yeah, it's because like there's like
only a certain elevator gets there. So
Yeah, and only certain
stairs,
elevators,
or only like a specific elevator can take you to
Yeah.
those floors. Yeah.
Who designed that?
But in all
I don't know, man. Engineers, bro.
In all fairness, like the first year reps, they also like they toured us that building specifically. Be like, heads up, here's how you find your design studio.
But even after that, like I forgot, because like you only go to that once a week.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I have a cook story. When I first came to Assumption, I was lost.
Bro,
When I
it's
first
like
came to Assumption, I was lost.
you're cooked for uni. Like,
When I go to uni, it's so over.
Yeah, it's over.
You're done.
Like one building is already too much for this guy. Imagine,
Yeah,
like
I know.
20.
Like going into Assumption, I couldn't even find my classes because I walked around. I was like, it feels like the same corridors the whole time.
To be fair, Assumption is like the second floor is like a double loop.
Exactly, I got lost in the double loop.
Oh yeah.
I was so confused, but now I got it.
Yeah, you should get used to it. It's like one
Yeah,
building.
Same thing with you. You'll get used to it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How did you think, like, paying attention into classes like today and stuff? Do you think a lot of people like? Do you see them just going on their computer playing Minecraft?
Okay.
Or the professor just
Here, no. Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
For one of our 1P13 lectures, we were doing a review session, and he was like giving us a quiz. And the last question on the quiz was like a joke, and it's like, "What game do you think I haven't seen played?" And it was like Like, because the thing is, this prof is walking around. So as like this is a civic room. It's more of like instead of like a it was more of a flat lecture.
Yeah.
So he'd walk around and obviously see people's laptops, and they'd be playing like League of Legends, like Minecraft, Fortnite, and that was like people aren't paying attention. But to be, like all respect to profs because they keep on going, they keep on rolling. But yeah, people like it's hard for them to pay attention.
Right.
Me included.
Yeah, just going to TikTok reels.
So like the first week, everyone was locked in because it's like the initial thing. Where
It's like going to the gym.
Yeah,
New Year's resolution.
I know. It's like the first couple of days, like you're like super locked in. It's like okay, and then in the summer, like me specifically, I was like, all right, in uni, I'm gonna like have everything ready. I have all my folders organized and all that stuff, right? So then like the first week, like you're actually like really trying to pay attention. But like now,
it starts to trail.
It just starts to trail. First of all, the number of people that go to lectures just dies down like incrementally over time.
It splits in half. Like after
it has a half-life.
How much would you say? How much would you say it is right now?
Like
slightly before the final exam, because
in like the last weeks,
like 10%. I can't even lie. Like no one's pulling up.
So it goes from 300 to 30.
Well, probably like no more than 100. Like ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like 100 would be like a pretty big day in like the later weeks of uni.
Because the thing is, all the lectures are recorded, so most people just opt to skip and then just watch it later. And I mean, I did. That's what I did.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
That's what most people say.
Started to skip.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
And in high school, teachers when they see you on their phones, they'll get mad at you.
Yeah.
So I guess the professors don't care.
I'm guilty of just being on my phone. I think I was on the second or third row. I'm just always on my phone. But the thing is, like during lectures, there's also participation marks. Like on your phone, there's something called iClicker. So like they get a multiple choice question, and then you get marks like if you participate. So then you have to be on your phone to like get these marks. But at the same time, like you're on your phone, you see an Instagram notification, you go yap with your friend for like half the lecture. It's like
right. It's kind of easy to like get distracted.
Yeah. And back to like the attention thing that you mentioned or you asked about earlier.
Yeah.
Like people, it's much harder to like be forced to pay attention versus like in high school. Like in high school, the classes are maximum 30 students tops, right?
Right.
And usually the teachers like
they start picking random people.
Yeah, it's a lot more like
it's
like personal, right? But like in a lecture, like you can easily just sit at like the very back row, which is like 2 high school rooms away from the professor, and you can just be the lecture halls have to be big, man. Like,
I know what you mean.
And like they're like elevated as well, so if you're at the very back, you're like
you feel like you're watching a movie, right? And the teacher's just down there.
Yeah, no, I've seen people like buying cars and stuff during lecture, or like shopping for cars,
like Amazon shopping.
Yeah,
like,
you'll do that in high school classes too. Like it's
but it's much more like prominent here as well.
Yeah, right.
Thing is, you see, like if you sit on the back, you see everything. Like you see everything, everyone's devices. Like
it's entertaining.
Yeah.
So how did you guys start making friends and stuff in your programs?
In lectures mostly.
In the lectures?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say I'd say tutorials. Tutorials, it's way smaller, right? Let's say like 40,
tutorials?
50. Tutorials? So there's 2 kinds of tutorials. Like there's tutorials where it's like you're just going over practice problems, and there's tutorials where you're actually learning like learning how to apply the content. Like for calc and linear algebra, it'd be more of those just going through practice problems.
Yeah.
So like you have a TA that's being like, here, let's do this, and it'd relate to the homework assignment, so it'd help you do that.
Oh, it's like a group project thing?
Not even.
No. So like for calc, you'd have your midterms, but you'd also have these weekly homework assignments, and they have these questions based on what you learned in class.
Yeah.
But like some of these are hard, so you go to the tutorial, and then they do similar questions, so you'd understand how to actually do them.
And are those smaller classes?
Yeah, those would be like max 100, like I think, right?
Well, like
100 is so small to you guys.
Wow. It is 100 is small, like max 100. But like we thought like tutorial, like what we were told before, like even going to like first year, like we thought tutorials were going to be like a high school classroom size. Which,
right, that's what I think when you say
but for calc and linear algebra, calc was literally just another lecture.
Yeah.
For first semester, it's the same
room.
Yeah. It's the same room as our lecture room, and it's the same people, same number of people.
Just can be.
Yeah. And then linear algebra was a bit better, but like it was still like 100 people essentially. Right. It was like still like somewhat of a big lecture hall. It was not like a small classroom.
Was it kind of like a Mr. Coulterman assignment thingy?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Oh yeah.
Because like there's a due date for it, and
it's 3 marks if you get it right.
Yeah.
And
we
like
only got 3 attempts. My guess with Mr. Coulter, you only get one, right?
No, it's supposed to get infinite attempts.
You go over.
You
check. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, for us, like for every question, I think we get 3 attempts, and if you get it wrong, then you just missed out on the mark.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no. But for physics, you get 12, like for each question.
Okay.
Physics homework assignments, you get 12 attempts per question.
This sounds hard. And that's where you make your friends through tutorials, you said?
Yeah, because also I think the biggest is actually 1P13 tutorials as well.
Oh yeah.
Because those are where you work on group projects, like. So you actually have to like talk to these people and get to know them. So yeah, I think that's where you make the most friends.
A lot of my like 1P13 like design studio group, like we all like not trauma bonded, but like we all bonded over like how disorganized like some parts of the 1P13 course was. Well, we gotta talk about. Okay, hold on. We gotta introduce 1P13.
Yeah,
and what is it?
Right now?
Yeah. We should do it now.
So like,
okay, go ahead.
It's essentially like. Originally, like they had separate courses for computing, design, and all that sort of thing, but they merged all of it into one course. So then this course is worth more than 4 times like calc or physics, for example, right? Of your mark, of your GPA.
It's a big course.
Yeah, it is a big course. So like the idea is nice on paper. It's like having a nice organized like sort of course for all those like separate like non-calc, non-math, non-physics sort of thing.
Oh right.
Right. But like.
It's like a base knowledge and other.
Yeah, it's like it's called the engineering course, so it's like everything to do with engineering. That's not like your traditional like high school STEM courses, right? But like the way they sort of organize a lot of the aspects of the course is like kind of goes to the disadvantage of a lot of students, right?
Mean, like, it's a newer course, so they're still getting the hang of it, and we're just like kind of caught in the crossfire because
test trials.
We are literally test trials.
The course was made in 2022 or 2021.
Yeah, very recent.
So every year they're getting feedback. Like, and they're changing. Like, if we went to our like upper years that are just in second year, the course they did is different than what we did. So they're still refining it. So yeah, we're kind of the guinea pigs of this course.
Yeah.
But.
So what exactly happens in the course? Can you say something?
So there's so first sem was computing and design. You'd have the lectures were all about computing, but then for labs you'd have one like AutoCAD lab, like Inventor and stuff, and one like coding lab, and then you'd also have like these weekly assignments for like making like a CAD model or making this computer program.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and then
it's all right.
At the end you'd have like a culminating for design CAD portion, and you'd make like this like give you pieces and you'd have to make it in real life. They give you in real life pieces. You have to transfer it to CAD. And then for computing, you had like a midterm and an exam, like of just answering like coding questions and stuff. So it's like written. Which was interesting because we never, like Mr. Galley didn't do any, it was mostly online.
Yeah. And like for computing, we had like, was it 4 assignments that we had to do?
Yeah. So you have to like make these like mini games or like stuff.
Yeah.
So what did you not like about the course?
Well, it's just like, sometimes it feels like it's a little all over the place. Mainly the projects.
Oh, and then I forgot the most important part. You have design studios, which are basically the equivalent of tutorials, but that's where you do your main projects. Like first time you do project 1, which was like, what was it? International Airport. Yeah. So basically you had to make this device that could like organize luggage pieces using like a Q arm. And then you'd apply your coding skills for the Q arm, but you'd also have to make a mechanism that could like
just make it move around.
Yeah, make the suitcases. So the Q arm would pick it up and then drop it in your mechanism, and your mechanism would have to move it from point A to point B. And then for that mechanism, you'd have to make it in AutoCAD and then 3D print or whatever and actually fabricate it. So that was project 1.
This is like a fun course. I love this course. This sounds fun.
Just until like you go through the stress of like meeting deadlines and stuff.
Like so the projects is building the project.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And it's like,
is that where it gets frantic and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, because you also have to write like reports and stuff, right? So
that's
it's the tedious bit.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
And they have like the whole like objective constraints, that sort of thing. Like you have to have like certain like
guidelines,
sort of things around your project that you need to follow.
And if you miss any, it's like
you lose marks.
Yeah. And also you need like appropriate, like for example, like a constraint would be something like minimizing the mass, or no, that's an objective actually.
Yeah.
Like minimizing the mass of your design, so it's not like super heavy, right?
I see.
Yeah. So that's like a relevant objective that you would have. Like if you would put something that's like sort of like out of line, like I don't know, like it looks nice or something, it looks pretty. That's not really like a realistic like engineering objective that you would do. So you get marks taken off of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like it was kind of like the issue is like a bunch of TAs are marking this. It's like kind of subjective, right? So from TA to TA, it's like I feel like that's where a lot of the disappointment came
The
from.
hatred.
Yeah.
The anger and the hatred.
Yeah,
That's that where it comes in.
It'd be a lot
Like
of
you
people.
build your best project and your TA is just like, nope, that's a 5 out of 10. And then some kid, it's worse than yours. And then the TA is like, oh, wow, 8.7 out of 10. Is that like where this thing comes
It's
from?
not even that. It's also like I don't even know if like throughout each project we get the same TA marking like individual groups or not. Like sometimes it feels like it's different. It's like in high school, like your teacher is the one marking your assignment, and then
and they mark like
and then you know who to talk to if you have any like discrepancies or questions or anything, right?
But for those you
But
don't.
here there's like an invisible wall.
Oh, it's like they send it off, and there's like some people behind the scenes marking.
So it's like really hard to like sort of communicate any
discrepancies.
Like any concerns that you have.
You have to do it through like an online form. Be like, hey, I got like scuffed on my assignment, and then here's why I think you should give me more. And then you have to wait like a week or so.
They just ghost you.
That happens a lot, actually.
I mean, like,
Wow.
I've emailed one of my physics TAs about like a question for like a quiz that like I handed in like one portion for, but they had to take a picture of it. Remember those?
Oh physics.
Yeah. So like you had to hand in like the physical like written quiz paper that you did like during the tutorial, and take a picture of it and submit that. I handed it in, and I walked out of the classroom, and I was about to go home, but then I forgot to like hand it in like my picture. To the actual thing. So I got a 0 on that little quiz. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, my physics. See, this thing. My physics day was way chiller. Like,
he's like, oh, you're good, Mazen. Just go.
Like, he was way more lenient. Like the thing is as well, it's like the physics tutorial would be like a physics quiz, like, and you'd actually be tested on like a question. It would be the most like laxing ever because people would just be talking to each other. Be like, oh, what the hell am I supposed to do here?
It's like.
They advertise it like it's a test, like heads down. Everyone does it on their own. If you're cooked,
it's like an open book where everyone.
No, straight up, the TA is just like looking at the ceiling, just waiting for people to like. It's.
That was mine in first semester, but I had a different one second semester.
That TA was just like.
He would hear a whisper and then like go towards the student and like stop them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the fact is like you guys are on the same grade as well. Like you get grade on the same
course. It's just different TAs.
And the course is way different than in terms of level, like how hardness.
For like whatever TA or
how hard it is, right?
Yeah.
That's so unfair.
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounds like if you just strike a good like luck thing, then you just have better grades than someone else.
1P13 is very luck based.
A lot of people just like me personally. I enjoyed 1P13. I don't know, like
I liked it as well.
Like I feel like 1P13 is overhated just because of the TA inconsistency. But when you actually look at the course and what you learn, and what you benefit,
when you said it to me, it sounds so fun.
It is
cool.
But then, like as a student, you really want to get high grades. So all you look at is, oh, this TA scuffed me out. You look at the negative academic part of it. You don't look at the positive, like
what you learn and experiences and all of that. I get what you mean. Yeah.
It's like you also manage like the thing is, other thing with 1P13 like design studios, you have to work in groups, right? And it's like assigned. You don't choose your groups. So like you have to deal with like certain individuals.
Sort of bums.
Yeah, like I think for every group I had at least one person that just got hard carried, like no tomorrow.
There was whose group was this? There was like
didn't do work.
Yeah, there was like one of my friends' group, right? He had a four person group versus like the 5-person, right? So that's already worse. Like losing one person of like work that they could contribute to is like a lot for these
I had
projects.
a friend who started off with a 4-person, and then one person dropped out, so they ended up with 3.
God.
Like,
oh my god!
Because the thing is, like, dropping out was huge. And I remember we started off with 1,200, and then not even like we didn't even finish first semester, and we already had like 1,000. Like
there's actually a decent amount of dropouts like after just first sem as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know what they do after? You switch into another program. I guess.
They either switch out, they either completely drop out. Like we don't know really, but they're just not in the program. They're no longer with us. I remember during Welcome Week, they said in one of their speeches, "Look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you 3 is graduating." Like,
God damn.
Graduating makes sense though.
Yeah.
To graduate, I thought they were gonna say like only one of you is making past first year.
No, that's
too
crazy.
That's crazy.
There are some people who thought like only a third of people are making it through the first year, but like honestly, it's probably like at least
guys,
like 80,
first year ain't that bad, all right?
It's not too bad. Yeah. It's just a lot of vigorous work.
How would you?
If you vibe with this combo, drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that sub button. We'll catch you next time on Different Walks, Different Talks.